Ever pondered life's questions and wondered, what's the best McDonald's hacks? Well, today we're going to find out. So continuing with snack busting by popular demand, today we're going to be having a look at different McDonald's hacks. We'll start off by seeing whether the small, medium and large McDonald's fries are actually the same, and then we'll move on to looking at McDonald's Coke versus original Coke, and finally we'll try interesting McDonald's hacks that I've seen online. Right, let's check out our first video. Okay, McDonald's fries are all the same, is what they're claiming, all the same size. Okay, so they're putting the small into the medium, and it seems to fill it up just as much. And now they're putting the medium into the large, and seemingly it's filled it up equally as much. Right, so it's not the most complicated test in the world. What we've got here is a small, medium and large fry. Let's just see which one has more by weighing them. So we can put these all out here. And what we'll do after that is a cost per fry to see which one actually is the best value for money. So let's start with a small fry. Let's see what that weighs. So starting off, we've got 61 grams for the small fries. Let's move on to the medium. So let's pour in our medium. Have a look what we've got. So I can see we're bang on 100 grams for our medium. Let's move on to our large now. So there is a difference between the small and the medium. Finally, let's measure what our large weighs. So let's pour that in carefully. Okay. So visually is more, obviously, but it should be, let's see. So if we have a look, you can see it's about 140 grams. Now, what's quite interesting is these seem to be very accurate in terms of the measurement of grams that they have. And I think that's done on purpose in the restaurant. They just know exactly how much a certain amount of fries in a certain scoop is going to weigh at the end. So it isn't cheating you. They aren't the same. And we can see they quite clearly are very different in weight in each one between the small, medium and large. So we saw that there's quite a significant weight difference between these. What we have here is 60 grams. What we have here is 100 grams. And what we have here is 140 grams. So each one has 40 grams difference between the prices. Obviously, this is completely opposite to the video we saw at the beginning, which when they poured each one, it looked like it filled it out, but it's just not true. They are different in weight. Let's quickly do the maths to figure out which one's the best value for money, because what we have here for the small is 99p, for the medium is £1.39, and for the large is £1.69. So let's just do the maths now and figure out which one you actually get the most for your money. So cost per gram on each of these goes like this. We're looking at 1.65 pennies per gram on the small. We're looking at 1.39 pennies per gram on the medium. And we're looking at 1.2 pennies per gram on the large. So the large is actually the best value for money. Obviously, it's the most you'll have to expend, but per gram, you're expending the least out of all of that. Next time you have your fries, you can think about that. Very cool. So since we're covering McDonald's hacks, let's quickly have a look at another one. I saw this one online and it must be quite a new one because I hadn't seen it around for some time. But essentially what you do is you put your straw in your cup, and this apparently makes it easier to eat on the go. I don't know about that, we'll see. So what you do is you take your burger or your box. It has to be one of these boxes. So we've got our Big Mac here. And what you can see, that thing in the middle, there's a little gap there. Apparently that is meant for this to go like that. See already, I'm not so sure about this. It's quite heavy, the Big Mac. See, it's already kind of... Oh, there. Okay, that sort of worked. And then you're meant to put your fries in the other side. Will that be a counterbalance? That sort of works, actually. And then, obviously, you can grab your burger whenever you want. Oh, you see... I don't know. You see that already? It's kind of wanting to go everywhere. Grab your burger. You can take a bite. And then you've got your drink in the middle. I'm not so sure about that one because of the counterbalance. If I lift the burger up, it kind of all wants to tip to one side no matter what I'm doing. Whereas I feel like you just don't, if you find sort of somewhere to put that down, you can hold this one like this and hold this. And I feel like I've got exactly the same amount of dexterity as I would have if it's on the middle like that. I honestly don't know how I feel about that one. The only place I think this would be extra beneficial is if you're walking around and you need to do something with your other hand. But then if you need to do something with your other hand, what hand are you going to eat with? So it doesn't really work anyway, in my opinion, because you always need another hand. And if you have it, find somewhere to put it down like this. You have both hands you can use to eat with. So it works well and it's all nice and balanced like this. We've got our fries there and we've got a burger there. But as soon as you lift one up, it kind of wants to tilt to one side. So there is a possibility you could drop your whole meal, which isn't great, obviously. Whereas there's no possibility I'm going to do that when it's just like this. So I've just been trying to research why exactly they've got that hole there. I think my personal feelings on this at the minute is because the burger is very hot when they put it in the box, and obviously this is just cardboard. I think that's to let some of the steam out, and then the cardboard gets less, it doesn't get as soggy if the steam gets trapped in there in a closed off box, because they quite easily could have that as a closed area. But I honestly think that's because they want to have as a number of open areas to allow the steam to escape. When the box is closed. That's my thought anyway. Or it's something to do with the fact that it's just easier to line up the packaging. Maybe it helps all the packaging stay in a big line when it's not all boxed up together like this. I'm not 100% sure. If you know why McDonald's has that bit in the middle, you can see the bit I'm talking about, that sort of gap there that exists in the middle of that box. Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to see some other people's takes on this. It's definitely quite interesting. I don't think it's meant for that. I think that's just something clever that someone came up with. But I do think there is a reason for it, but I'm just not sure what that is. My guess, again, like I said, is probably steam not ruining the box when it's closed with the burger in it. And it's about timing and all that sort of stuff. So do let me know. In this next test, let's see if there's a difference between McDonald's Coke and original Coca-Cola. Right, so let's do a taste test between these two. I don't know which side is which. We'll try this side first. Tastes like Coca-Cola. Let's try this side. Also tastes like Coca-Cola. There's not a significant amount of difference between the two, I've got to say, straight away. I do have to say this side maybe tastes a very, very slight bit sweeter. I definitely have to say I prefer this side than this side in terms of the Coca-Cola flavour. Although this side is very slightly stronger, but it's stronger in sort of a more citric acid punchy way. This side has a slightly more caramelly flavour to it, if that makes sense. Right, what did we get? Okay, that makes sense, to be honest. Yeah, I think that the syrup that they use potentially to combine with the water at the restaurant is probably maybe slightly more caramelly than this one is. It's slightly more citric acid heavy. I don't know, it just sort of tastes slightly different. Theoretically, it's the same company, I think. So it shouldn't vary too much. But yeah, the way that this is prepared is obviously slightly different than this one. For our final test, let's see what the best McDonald's combo is. So we all know about dipping your fries into your milkshake. So let's start there. We've got a vanilla milkshake here. That's definitely melted a bit too much, but let's try it anyway. There we go. That's very nice. The only thing is the milk. How do I feel about the milk being added to the party? I don't mind it. It's almost like sort of cheesy in some way. That's the sort of vibe I get from it. So I think I'll give vanilla milkshake at McDonald's fries a solid 6 out of 10. So this is a slightly less common one. We've got McFlurry and apple pie. Let's combine them and see what it's like. Apparently people rate this very, very highly, so I'm quite interested to find out myself. So what you kind of want to do is, I guess, break it up a little bit and get it in there. We've got the Oreo McFlurry to contend with on this one. All right, so I think we've got a nice big bit there. Let's try it. 9 out of 10. That's seriously, seriously good. This might be like a 9.5 out of 10 even. So for our final combo, we've got McDonald's Surf and Turf. So we've got the filet of fish and a cheeseburger, and you just combine the two. Obviously, Surf and Turf, I think, is beef and seafood. So I guess that makes sense. Surf being fish and then turf being beef. There you go. I never really thought about that. We learn something new every day. Does the burger go into the filet of fish, or does the filet of fish go into the cheeseburger? So there we go. We've got McDonald's Surf and Turf. Let's give it a go. I don't mind that. I think individually they'd be better, but I'll still give it like a 5 out of 10. So by far the best combo out of those was the apple pie and the McFlurry. Absolutely streets ahead. Very cool. So there we go. We pondered life's questions. We did some maths on French fries. We even tried McDonald's Surf and Turf. Who says we don't do it all? So obviously I'd love to do more snack busting episodes, so let me know in the comments if you enjoy these series. Also let me know if you try some of the hacks yourselves, how they turn out. I'd be interested to see that. As I'm sure you know by now, we post these every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to never miss them. Obviously posting content in between that anyways. And finally, I think we'll finish on these words. Very cool. Yum yum.